I'm Josh with Skid Pro. This is our quick start guide for our planetary trencher. This video is not meant to replace the owner's manual, but to get you up and running on your brand new trencher. So the first thing we're going to look at is our motor and chain break-in period. This is absolutely critical, one, to increase the life of the motor, the most expensive component on the trencher, and two, to make sure the chain tension is correct for optimal performance. So, pretty simple. We plug in the couplers. We make sure we're clear of any obstacles. We raise the trencher up and we engage the hydraulics to start the chain running. We're going to run that motor in both directions. Of course, the skid steer can run in both directions and so can the trencher. Now we're only going to trench in one direction when we're out in the field, the way the trencher would cut and remove the spoil. But for the break-in period, we will run in both directions 20 minutes, and we'll run at about 30% capacity on our hydraulics. Now that we've ran the trencher and broken the motor and put the initial stretch on the chain, you can see that our chain tension is too loose. This is normal. Now we're going to go ahead and increase the tension before we take it out in the field. The easiest way to adjust chain tension is to first remove the oversized skid shoe. We do that by removing two quick bolts. Now that I've got access to my chain tensioner, I need to go to the other side and remove the two boom lock nuts. When loosening the two boom lock nuts, just crack to remove pressure. There still needs to be tension on those two bolts, or the chain tensioner will not operate properly. It's important to note that checking the boom lock nuts is part of your daily maintenance check. Optimal chain sag is 1 5/8 to 2 inches. You can see here we're at almost 3 inches. We're going to need to tighten up the chain to get it ready for trenching. First, we're going to loosen the lock nut on our chain tensioner. Next, we're going to adjust the tensioner bolt to remove the slack. Now that we've got our chain tension set properly, we're going to go ahead and tighten the lock nut on our chain tensioner and our two boom lock nuts. Reference owner's manual for all torque specs. This is also a good reminder, after your first 150 foot of trenching out in the field, you need to re-examine your chain tension and you may have to adjust at that point. One of the most unique and effective features on the Skid Pro trencher is the extra large adjustable skid shoe. Not only is it adjustable, but it's adjustable to preset depths. That allows you to put that big skid shoe on the ground and have a consistent trench depth from start to finish. This will result in faster trench times and increased productivity. How do we adjust that skid shoe? It's simple. Two quick bolts on and off, and you can set it to 3 different settings. The 48-inch boom you can see here is 32, 40, or 48, while the 36-inch boom is 24, 30, or 36-inch depths. The skid shoe adjusts quickly and easily. Simply grab the shoe, set it at your desired depth, and tighten up with your 2 bolts. Seldom used, but nonetheless a nice feature, is the spoil kickout plate. That simply keeps the left side of the trench clean, knocking spoil back into the trench to be removed and kicked out the right side. The last important item on our quick start guide is to make sure your crummer is raised up before you start your trench. Simply remove this pin and lock in the upright position. It's really critical that you do this before you start your trench, or you're likely to damage your crummer as it makes contact with untrenched ground as the trencher is going down into the ground. We will trench backwards for 7 feet. At that point in time, we can lift the trencher up, put your crummer back down, and use it to better clean out your hole the rest of the trench. Keep in mind, this is our quick start guide. As always, we recommend reading the owner's manual for full detailed information. If you have any questions, reach out to a product guru, 877-378-4642.